Hi and welcome back again to Present Fatherhood Talks. This is where we make sure that families thrive because families thrive when fathers are present. And today's conversation is actually a continuation of this conversation that happened last week that is just up here about the experience of fathers and how they handle the pregnancy and the support. And we are actually on the birth. We had reached the birth. Yep. So if you didn't watch that video, you need to go and watch it because this is going to be a continuation of that. So we are at the birth. Eh? The child is already born. The mother is at home. How was your experience for you?
For me, just like I said in our previous conversation, I had a lot of support and it was really overwhelming. And you see, when my son was born, according to our culture, I name him after my dad. So it was a pretty exciting moment for my dad that this is the first child that has been named after him. So I had so much support to a point that I felt it was overwhelming. To a point you're like, okay, guys, this is too much, man. This is too much love for the kid, you know. But I really loved that, and I think for fathers, we really need that support. It really helped me. Because I see a lot of fathers go through the mothers go through postpartum depression, and the fathers also, there's always a way it will find them. But for me, I never experienced that. So to me, that is something news. That's news to me. And I don't know how about you.
There's something that I read somewhere that somebody was saying how the two people that have a child are the ones that are supposed to be left alone. That is the time for them to bond with the child. And I beg to disagree. They need the support of the people that I was talking to my wife the other day, and she was saying how during that time the woman that has given birth needs to do nothing. She's just supposed to sleep, wake up, feed the baby, bathe, eat, sleep. And that should be the continuation, the cycle of things. Now, where the father comes in, the father is supposed to come in to try and help with carrying the baby, soothing the baby, because the mother is always very tired because this child feeds across the time. You know, every hour the child feeds, and this is so exhausting to the mother. And as a father, you are supposed to be there to relieve her, take the baby, soothe especially if the baby has fed, because you don't have the breast, so you can't feed the baby. So you have, the only thing that you can do is take her and hold her and soothe her until it sleeps. But for me, during that time, it was hectic because I had to travel from home and come to where my wife was staying. And this was really taxing on my mental state. And at the same time, as men, we normally worry about the finances. So I was not an exception. I was also worried about this stuff. So I was hustling during that time. It's the time that I had that gym that I talked about. So I would go train people, come to my wife's place, help her with feeding, just giving her morale because she was stressed.
Because you really needed the finances also.
Yes, the postpartum that was happening to her, I didn't know how to come in and help.
You didn't even know it was postpartum?
I didn't even know it was postpartum. I remember there's a friend, if Yvette, she's called Yvette, if I cannot remember. She came to help us. And I remember when my day had ended, I can call it shift.
It's really a shift.
When my day shift had ended, I went to her and told her that, you know what, I'm worried about this girl. Can you kindly just make sure that you are with her constantly, because I'm afraid of what she can do to the baby and even herself, because I've seen her and she's not herself.
She's not the person she's known.
Yes. So that I was absorbing her stress. I was handling also my own stress. And because my home, I was also working on a curfew, because at around 8 or 9 I was supposed to be at home. So this experience was so tiring.
So at home that time you used to still stay with your auntie?
Yes, I was staying with my aunt, and of course there are expectations that they expect you to have when you're staying with someone. They want you to come back at a certain time. True. And them, what they were asking how is she? And she, truth be told, she was not in a good state. Then another thing that I think we should speak about is the issue of who should be there to take care of her, because again, we don't want so many people to be around the two of you.
Stress her,
who will stress her, and both of them are giving opinion that oh, you should do this, you should do that, you guys need to do this, because again, the buck stops with the two of us.
True.
You know, you and the mother of your child, you are the ones who are supposed to determine what way forward do you want for your own kid. So which people should be there? Should we have the mother-in-law or the mother to the girl?
I think that is totally dependent on the relationship between maybe my wife and and her in-laws, or maybe my wife and her mom.
Yes.
Maybe her mom is not there, or maybe her mom is there. But it's totally dependent. If you as a man, you know the relationship that your wife has with your people.
Yes.
So if you bring your mother and you know the relationship is bad, you're adding more stress to your wife. So with the knowledge of you knowing, it's more of the relationship they have. It's not really about should it be the in-laws or the mother.
And how is this relationship supposed to come?
I think it's a bit difficult, especially for us. You see, when we started, mostly my family didn't know my wife. You see, you didn't have a relationship before. So now, from this point is where now these people are still like strangers. They don't know each other very well. So at this point, I think her mom would have been in the best position. So my mom will just advise, but her mom will be in the best position to take care of her daughter. For me, that's my opinion.
Yes.
Yep.
I think I agree with you. The mother to the girl is more comfortable with the girl, and she's able to. The girl is also comfortable with her mom. And therefore, she's the right person to be there. And there is something that I wanted us to actually touch on, and this is the issue of the child and bathing the child and taking care of the child. Did you handle that?
For me, I think it was really awesome for me to do that. Yes. Because growing up, I was the second born in a family of 8. So the small kids, at some point I had to take care of them. And our last born, I used to love playing around, washing his hair and all that. So when I got my child, it was very easy for me, and it was so hard for my wife because she felt like this kid is very small and very fragile. So all the time she used to feel like the first 2 weeks
she trusted you.
She trusted me, and she was so afraid. Every time she held the baby, she thought the baby would slide from her hands. So she was like, hey, babe, please just help me with this. And I used to. For the last 2 weeks, I was the one who was cleaning my son. Wow. And it was a really good experience, and we were also bonding.
Yes,
and she also loved it because it gave her the time. So, in these 2 weeks, this kid grows. Kids grow very fast after birth.
Yes.
So within these 2 weeks, the boy was a bit bigger. So she could hold him better and easier, and without her having the fear that this kid will slide and fall.
Yes.
So I don't know about your experience.
This is just to the young guys that are watching this. Do not be afraid to have time with your kid. It is going to be a very stressful time, of course, but that is what I think. God does not give you something that you cannot handle. And for the women also watching this, we just need you to come in and support the men. Trust them. Not the time that they are holding the baby. Don't have that fear that they are going to hurt it, because the fathers, as fathers, we also have the best interest of the child at heart. So that is what I will urge you guys to actually come in and support us. But for me also, I bathed my child. I was not really there much during the time that he was young and small. But later on, when I got involved, because we are not living together as I pointed out. But when I got involved, I was bathing him in the other videos that are also in this channel, by the way. You can see that I was massaging my child. I would clothe him, I would change diapers, and it is a beautiful experience. And actually something that I've also learned, I don't know whether you learned it, but it is the issue of how tired and how taxing that experience is. Because people think that women, that is for women and it is an easy thing. Is it an easy thing? Was it an easy thing for you?
Man. I remember there's a time I was left with a kid for a day. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I salute women. Whatever you guys are doing is a lot, But with us being involved and doing these things together, it makes the load much easier. And I think that is what present fatherhood is all about.
Yes. Definitely, present fatherhood is all about encouraging fathers to be present beyond financial provision, because families thrive when fathers are present. Bye. This was a nice video. If you like it, give us a thumbs up and share it to other fathers so that we get to as many fathers.
And subscribe.
And subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yes, subscribe.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.